It's Saturday? Okay. Okay. Well, I guess it's Saturday. So today's Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and do the System Saturday today, and here we go. Alright, serious time, guys. So earlier we went ahead and I sent an email out to you this week, and man, I'm still tired. I sent an email out to you this week, and I asked you what you want to learn on these System Saturdays. Okay, we ended up getting hundreds and hundreds of replies, and I appreciate each and every single one of you for doing that. So obviously I can't go through and do hundreds of these right now, but there was kind of an overwhelming number of people, not overwhelming, but there's a couple different topics that people wanted for me to cover, which I'm getting ready to cover in future System Saturdays. And some of those topics you're going to learn within the next few weeks. But also, one of the things that I really wanted to cover, because we got a lot of people interested in this, and we got a lot of replies from this, was, John, what would you do if you were new? So if I was new, okay, and just to say you were to drop me into a market that I did not know, okay, and I had zero money, I didn't have any money. Take my credit away too. So take my credit away, take all my money away, drop me into a city that I don't know, and just go ahead and just take some knowledge away from me as well. What would I start with? Okay, that was what a lot of people went ahead and said, is that, John, if I could magically take all that stuff away from you, what would you do? Okay, very simple. First of all, if I was in that situation, I would need money now. So I would need money now. So the fastest route to a paycheck is obviously to work with buyers. That's the whole truth of it. That's the fastest route to a paycheck, is to go through and work with buyers. And here's why, okay? So another question that we got a lot of was that the market is changing. Okay, so the market is changing everywhere, and there's a lot of places through the country that are extremely hot right now. So inventory is a little bit low, and you're wanting to know how to get sellers. Okay, and my take is, what do sellers want? What do sellers want? Why do people sell a home? It's because they're looking for a buyer. Okay, now if you go through and go after sellers, that's really honestly not the fastest route to a paycheck. That's not the fastest route to a paycheck. The fastest route to a paycheck is working with buyers. So that's why I created Buyers on Fire. That's why I have a huge buyer business to this day, is because I was in that situation one day. For 3 years ago, I was there. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have the experience that I have now. I didn't have the buyers list that I have now. I didn't have any of that stuff. I didn't know the market like I know today. Okay, and the truth of it is that I went right after what everybody told me to go through and do, what every guru, what everybody told me to do, was go and get listings, go and get listings, go and find sellers, motivated sellers that want to sell me their homes. Guys, it's not that easy to go through and do. So what I quickly realized after spending $10,000 of all this marketing, okay, was that, there's a lot of marketing money that needs to go involved with that, and it's very, very difficult to bring in a motivated seller. Somebody that needs to go through and sell their property now, whether it's, whether you're, getting a listing as a realtor, or whether you're a real estate investor looking for, deals to wholesale or deals to rehab or whatever. It's very, very difficult. And after me going through and spending $10,000 3 years ago on bringing in motivated sellers, and only bringing in one out of $10,000, I quickly realized that that really wasn't going to go through and work. It wasn't going to go through and work. So at the time, I needed money now. I needed money now. So what did I do? I was like, well, if I'm not going to go ahead and really master sellers, because it's pretty costly to go ahead and put out all the marketing, there's a lot of competition in it, I'm going to do something completely different. Okay, I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to start building a buyer's list, because I knew that if I built a buyer's list, and if I controlled all the buyers in our area, that I could go through and pretty much write my own paychecks, and that's what I wanted. So that's what I did. I started creating a buyer's list and creating a list that was very, very responsive to me. And then naturally what happened is that sellers came to me. Now the reason sellers came to me was because I had what they wanted. I had what they wanted, which was all the buyers. So if I was starting off right now, okay, and you dropped me into a market that I had no clue about, okay, you put me in a market in Hawaii, okay, that I have no clue about, you take my credit, you take my all my money away from me and everything, that is exactly what I would start with, is getting a buyer's list. Because I knew that if I could have these buyers, if I could have the buyers, I could naturally hook them up with all the sellers, even if I wasn't one of the sellers. Okay, so even if I wasn't, I could be a matchmaker and put the two together and get a fee in the middle. I could go through and do that starting off. And then as things grown and my cash got higher, I could start flipping properties and selling my properties out by an email or a text message to my buyer's list. I could go through and do that. I could also go through, and if I didn't even want to sell a property, I could get really, really technical with this and really get this thing sexy, and I could go and I could put a mortgage company or another realtor under a marketing service agreement. Okay, so I can put them under a marketing service agreement. I could be a lead provider for other realtors and other, real estate investors or mortgage brokers. Okay, so I could go through and do that, and that's what I currently do today, is I sell my properties to my buyers list, the properties that I own, okay, the deals that I flip. I also sell all of our homes to inside of our brokerage, our real estate brokerage. I sell homes to our buyers list from there. We've got 37 over the last 44 days that we're doing with that. And then I also have mortgage companies under a marketing service agreement, so they are paying me monthly for my marketing, or for my leads, basically. So there's numerous different ways to get paid just about immediately with working with buyers. So once you control the buyers, you really can control your paycheck. So that's my answer to everybody, is that I wouldn't go after sellers, even though that's what everybody's telling you to do and that's what your mind thinks that you should go through and do. Go ahead and get what those sellers already want, and then those sellers are going to naturally go to you. That's why I created Buyers on Fire, and that's why I have such a big buyers list, is because I did realize that just putting a different spin on it, that I could control what they wanted, and then naturally they would come to me and I could make money instantly. And that's how I grew my income. That's how I grew my businesses, was working with buyers. So you guys should definitely go through and get onto the Buyers on Fire waiting list. I've got it right below. I'm releasing it very, very shortly. It is a software that will go through and bring in buyer leads for you and build that relationship for you. And I can tell you that you can run your entire business off of it, and it will blow your mind with what this software will go through and do. And that's my answer. That's exactly what I would go through and do, is I would start building a buyers list. So make sure that you go ahead and you get on to the Buyers on Fire waiting list, because it's coming, and everybody that's on the waiting list, I'm going to go ahead and allow in for free. So for free for 30 days, so you don't have to pay for anything. So get on it right now, and I can tell you that you're gonna love it. So hopefully you enjoyed this System Saturday. Do what everybody else is not doing, and go after the buyers. Control them, control your paycheck. I'm out. See you guys.